We're recording?
Yes, and Jacob will let you know.
Okay, so as soon as they talk to you, they'll tell you we're recording, and then we'll.
This regular board meeting of the Guam Educational Telecommunications Corporation. Today is Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. The time is 12:36. Please state your name and title as we go around the table. Donovan Brooks, Chair.
Joey Franquez, member.
Ina Carrillo, GM.
Rosemary Clement, member.
Judy Flores, Secretary.
Thank you. You have the minutes of April 28th in front of you. And if you are comfortable, please make a motion to approve them.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so really quick for me. Our last meeting was in April 28th, I believe. Since then, I'm gonna cough. We were able to hire an accounting clerk to support Bell. We now have separated accounting duties to accounts payable and accounts receivable, more like a traditional accounting department, which has lessened the load for Bell. PBS will also be participating in the 2022 Governor's Summer Internship Program. The program will be held for 6 weeks. This is a paid internship held by the Governor of Guam and the Department of Youth Affairs through Department of Administration. And we are currently hosting 8 interns that will be working 30 hours a week at the station for the next 6 weeks. In development, we have launched the Buenos News program on Monday, May 9th. Readathon award ceremonies was last week, Friday. So we just wrapped that up. It was Friday the 17th at 5 p.m. at the Micronesian Mall. We were able to give away our grand prizes as well as some of the participation prizes at the mall. The other prizes will be given away here at the station for those kids that weren't able to attend. Production staff, they're currently working on projects like, the Department of Public Health Block Grant Media Campaign, and that's all of this requisitions that you'll see later in the meeting. We are also, Buenos news program is ongoing. We're working on multilingual station IDs. The State of the Island broadcast, which was last night. We have Liberation coming up for June 21st and 22nd. It's a 2-day event. And the Chamorro Symphony is currently in post-production, which airs on June 28th and June 30th, next week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Thursday at 8 p.m. Under engineering, we continue to work with DPW for building renovations. I just heard that they're coming today to do, we'll meet with them at 2 o'clock to discuss the scope of work. This is the design firm that we've chosen. On the 15th, I met with the engineers and the evaluation committee at DPW to unseal the bids for professional consulting services for the building, and that's the design for our renovation. The project was awarded to EMSCO Engineering Consultants on June 6th, and they were officially notified on the 17th. And then the meeting to walk through the infrastructure and stuff, that will be today at 2. I'd like to get board approval to begin procurement on a possible solar system for the station. Once I get the quote for the production, I'll know what sort of budget that we're working with. But I'm thinking that we should try to be more sustainable and get a solar system to be installed on the roof. And also we're planning on building a carport, so I think that would be a great venue for a solar system. In addition, our power has really gone up. So, I mean, if that's an expenditure the board is comfortable with, then I'd like to, or investment the board is comfortable with, I'd like to explore cost. Under travel. Excuse me.
I'd just like to note, Ina, that I'm totally in support of, alternative energy. Anything that we can do to move us in that direction, I'm in favor of.
Okay, that sounds good. For my travel, sorry, I'm kind of fighting some asthma right now. For my travel report, corporate meeting of the memberships, the CMM for public broadcast services took place on Wednesday, May 18th in Washington, D.C. Larry Irving, he's the chair of the PBS Board of Directors, presided over the meeting with the PBS president, Paula Kerger. And she basically addressed the membership throughout the conference. Discussed in the meeting, our annual meeting, was the current state of PBS Corporation. We went over corporation's current struggles and plans for the year. Also, a major topic that was discussed was the use of the CARES and ARP distributions and how stations were able to use that. And what they're struggling with is mostly funding and reaching their required NFFS targets. And that's station-wide. I thought it was just maybe isolated to us because we're a small community, but it seems like even the bigger stations are, and the smaller ones are having even a worse time than us. HR issues have such as returning to work after long teleworking periods is also a growing concern. New programming, the pivoting from linear broadcast to multilinear broadcast, which we've already done. And also creating more local content to support the stations during this time, because they're finding that the local content is really what is allowing the stations to earn that extra money that they need to sustain the station. Because sustainers, right, which is, your recurring donations, that all is dwindling down. So everybody's trying to find a new funding source to maintain their stations. While I was in Hawaii, I was not able to meet with the PBS Hawaii group. I did reach out to GM and I hoped that I would meet him in DC, but he did not attend. Hawaii group was in the middle of a big sea production, and they were not able to assist me. I did, however, meet with the Pacific Islands of Communications group. The PIC group supports and the advances and develops Pacific Island media content and talents that results in a deeper understanding of Pacific Island history, culture, and contemporary challenges. As a result of this meeting, PBS Guam will be able to use their local content and submissions for our broadcast, which will allow us to have more local content. I was also introduced to the CEO of World Broadcasting, and he too is allowing us to use his content for local programming, so I'll be looking more into that. In 2022, the 2022 Pbm Conference that took place May 31st to June 3rd in Washington, D.C. This is the conference I went to attended with Lorraine. It's PBMA's annual conference designed to specifically for public media professionals, including general managers, CFOs, financial and business execs, and HR professionals. Sorry. It's hard for me to talk this much.
Do you need water?
No, I'm just having I have asthma, so it's hard. Anyway, attending the conference brings us into compliance with the requirements needed for this community service grant. So because we attend, we were able to get the credits that we need to be in compliance. The only thing left now is the training, the sexual harassment training, diversity training that we need to do online. As we discussed in this conference the details of SAS and SABs, which is like our citizen-centric reports, the requirements for annual reporting. We also dove deep into understanding the Community Service Grant Award, funding goals for NFFS, which is non-federal funding source, and the NFS needed to attain the NFFS targets needed to obtain our grant, as well as various HR and finance issues across stations across the nation are facing. There was also sessions on HR, station management, and we were able to meet with representatives of CPB to address any local concerns that we have. So we really did have access to have some one-on-one time with any issues with CPB, which is Corporation of Public Broadcasting. And in the first conference I went to, I was able to meet with the PBS people. So overall, I think it's very valuable that we go to these kind of things. One, it keeps us in compliance with CPB, and then gives gives us insight to what their issues are and what they're lobbying for in Congress for public media, as well as the general managers meeting, which keeps us abreast of all PBS corporate issues and allows us to connect with all the other stations. And that's basically it for my report.
Thank you for that. So, is there anything that we need to note in finances? I don't want to dwell on it if we don't really have anything remarkable to talk about. Let's just get to...
Not really. If you look at the balance sheet, you'll notice our total cash has jumped up quite a bit, and that's as a result of receiving $1 million, a $1 million check from the Department of Public Health last week. And that is basically the funding source for the buys that we'll be making. So you'll see that we have a pretty healthy cash flow. Besides that, there were no major detrimental issues for our finances.
It's probably the first time that
We've seen that number.
we've ever seen $1 million check come into
Where is that on this? Is this the profit and loss?
the balance sheet,
Balance sheet.
second page.
If you look at the balance sheet under total cash, you'll see that we have $1,17,229.49 in the bank.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's impressive.
this was in my bank.
Yep. And our assets have gone up to about, with the cash, about $8 million.
You're CEO of a multi-million-dollar corporation.
Yes. It's exciting. It's exciting to see the station grow. I'm really proud of what we've done.
Yes.
I concur. Okay, moving on.
Old business. Item number 1, authorization of payment source for pay increase. So I think that was effective the February 23rd meeting when you authorized the pay increase. So the issue is there isn't funding in our deal in our government funding, right? Because that's annual allocation. So we have to use our private funds to fund my pay increase. But Lorraine needs board approval for for her to use because of the amount. We need board approval to use private funds to fund that. So we need board approval.
So we need
Effective-
a motion to authorize payment of the general manager's increase from private funds.
Effective the February or after the February board meeting.
Okay, so we've already approved this?
Yes.
Yes.
Now we're just choosing the account that we're going to draw the money from, because we did not budget for this increase in the last budget cycle. So this was what, $10,000 approximately for this year, effective February 23rd,
Oh, February 17th. board
17, okay. So everybody clear on what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay, so seeking a motion to authorize payment of the general manager's pay increase effective February 17, 2022 from our private funds account. So I just need someone to say so moved.
So moved. Okay. We won't
Second.
fight about it.
Second,
Second.
all in favor say aye.
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 Okay.
Okay, so item number 2, thank you for that. The Gdoe building renovation update. We were able to obtain one classroom only. Originally, the plan was to get the whole building, which was it makes up of 4 classrooms, but GW, apparently they had a fire that ruined three classrooms, and so they need to take the 3 back, so we'll get 1. So we'll get this classroom that's connected to this wall here to extend the studio. So I meet with DPW this afternoon at 2 o'clock to do a walkthrough and talk with the architects about the design on how we're going to renovate the station, because we really need to expand our square footprint. We need more space. So we're just gonna think of some creative ways to do that. What I'm thinking of is expanding this for studio space, which would probably be our news area. And then, because we're not getting the additional office space, I'm gonna take the garage and make a loft, 2-story loft, where I could put programming and development. This whole back area will be for production, and then we'll build a carport for the on-the-go van and employee vehicles. And that will also serve as a good roof space for solar panels. So that's going to be the plan right now. I'm going to talk to the architects today and see what is doable, and then hopefully we get a design soon.
How much square footage are you talking about in the addition here?
800,
800 square feet?
around 800, yeah.
And you'll just combine that into the building?
Just going to make a bigger studio, yeah. We need more space. I mean, once we set up Buenos, we're taking up the whole studio already, so I'm thinking maybe we can put it in there and then have some studio space. This is really going to be the most advanced studio in the region.
Yeah.
So once
The ceiling is high over there?
it's just as high, yeah.
Great.
Actually, I take it back. Half of that class is just as high, and then the other half, which we can make a control room, will be like 10 feet or something.
Lower, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Readathon awards. Well, I talked about that in my meeting. So I think we're ready to move on to procurement. I talked about that in the report. Oh, I didn't put it in my report, but I did update the emergency action plan to add the active shooter protocol. So if you see on the last 3 pages, there's a new protocol. So in addition to what we already have, yes, in addition to our other emergency scenarios such as earthquake, fire, a medical emergency, cyber threat, chemical spill, bomb, severe weather like typhoon, we have now active shooter.
Yeah, right.
Telephone bomb threat checklist.
Oh, yes. So we have this protocol for the whole staff. It's just, kind of just a emergency action plan in case any of these scenarios should happen. So the latest edition will be the active shooter situation. And it gives you scenarios if you find out that, or if you learn of an active shooting situation, what to do, if you can evacuate, if you cannot evacuate, if you come face to face with a shooter. And then,
So this should go in our binder, right? This is.
yeah, you could put it in your binder. This is also posted throughout the office in several locations, and then it was sent to the staff. So they all are aware of the situation.
What in particular precipitated this scary stuff?
Well, I think after that last shooting in Texas, Chairman was mentioning we should also include it into the emergency action plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's becoming very common, thankfully not so much here, but we just want to be prepared in case any of these situations happen. And I think before this, the last update was the cyber threat. So that's a new one, and then now the active shooter
Yeah, it's very scary.
threat. Yeah.
I mean, to see that list is scary.
It is scary, but it's better to be
Yeah.
prepared.
No, I know. Better be safe than sorry.
And it's such a small space, so it's good for the staff to know what to do, try to evacuate. If you can't evacuate, lock your doors and be quiet, because I think, a lot of the women will scream.
So did this format, did this come from federal guidelines?
Yes, I used the Federal Homeland Security Protocol. We want to use credible protocol because I don't want to get sued in case something happens. So we're using standard guidelines.
Okay.
So we may have forgotten, but there was if you recall, the Seventh-day Adventist Clinic
Oh, yeah.
had a situation where some
The
guy
lady's
came in.
husband killed her?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
That's true, I forgot.
and what happened was when the Uvalde shooting happened, I reached out to Ina and said, look, do we have this in our protocol? And we did not. And, I'm sorry that it's such a sad topic, but certainly
I know.
deserves to
Everyone
have
thinks
people.
it's not going to happen. And some little.
Right, we all think it's not going to happen, but.
I mean, look at the one in Connecticut and the one in Texas, just these little pokey towns, and
Yeah.
So as these threats come up from time to time, like the cyber threat, I've tried to see that, the station already has that protection in place or is going to work towards, protecting itself to that end. So that's where that came from.
Yeah, I think it's a good plan. It's good for us to know, I mean, otherwise, some emergency happens and we're running around here like some chickens with our heads cut off,
Yeah.
At least we have a plan of action.
Do you ever do
Just better-
fire drills?
Fire drills? We just do the shakeout. We should do fire drills. We will.
A drill in some
Have an
way would
active
be
shooter
recommended,
drill.
Yeah.
just so that there's a sense of understanding and the procedure itself being implemented, so that if in a situation like that, that they would be at least able to just comply and follow the protocol, yeah. I think that we save a lot of lives that way as well. And the drill process itself will really help to fortify that and get them aware of how and what to do in that situation.
are there exits in the back? I mean, I know there's this garage and the front door, but are there exits in the back?
There is one, and there's also one in Lorraine's office. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 exits. There's also one in the engineering room, which is right off of MCO Master Control. So
Yeah, I
we
never
have-
thought about the fire until you mentioned that, but I'm thinking I don't know what's back there. I mean, I don't know. I know there's a warren of little rooms, but
Yeah, there is one right next to Dawn's office at the end of the hallway.
and do you have a fire alarm here?
We do.
And I see that we have fire extinguishers.
As well.
Do they get,
We'll have them checked again.
Checked.
They haven't gotten checked this year, but we'll have them
I think you have
recertified.
to have them checked every year, because I
Yeah.
know when I was teaching.
doesn't the fire department do that for you?
No, we have to pay a private company to recertify the fire extinguishers.
Okay.
Might be cheaper just to buy new ones. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, so as far as procurement, if you look at the attachments that are not in the clip, that's this first bunch. So the first one, which is three quotations FY 2022-RQ 61. It's for the Media Maker Bootcamp class rental. If I could get board approval, we needed to rent a room for the summer boot camp. And so we tried 3 different locations: the Hyatt, the Hilton, and the GCC multipurpose room. It turns out the multipurpose room was the cheapest one at $5,000. And this is for like a 2-week boot camp. So actually from June 6th to 24th. So the cost will be for $5,000 for the GCC multipurpose room. I just need board approval.
You need a,
We also got a grant for this with the Department of, Guam Behavior Health. I think in all about $24,000, so that pays for the boot camp and the snacks and all the stuff that we did for the kids.
I guess it's a no-brainer to pick GCC.
It's close for us, very convenient.
Yeah.
I move to approve FY 2022-RQ 61 for the amount of $5,000.
I second.
Okay, so next one is our
hang on,
Oh, sorry.
Let's just go through them all, and then we'll make one motion to all of them.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Can do?
Yes.
Just the 3 here.
Item number B is the Liberation Day stage. This is for next month. We needed to procure a stage that would be located right next to the grandstand. We had 3 quotes from Jams Media at $3,000. Alter Ego gave no quote, and then Next Stage Guam gave us a quote for $2,800. So it looks like it will be going to Next Stage Guam. That's this one. Item number B. Number C is the, I think what we did was consolidated number C. So it's actually just 3 quotes, FY 2022-RQ 66. So it's 66 instead of the 3, 66, 72, and 70, or the 2.
Okay.
So what we're doing is, for this one, it's this is the MOU with the Department of Public Health and Social Services. It's that big grant that we received. We are procuring booklets, 1,500 booklets for them. It's a 36-page booklet, 5,000 pamphlets, 30 different styles, 12 different colored pamphlets. So which is the trifold one, I believe. We were able to get 3 quotes, one from Graphic Center, Copy Express, and Hoffaday Printing. Hoffaday Printing, though, I'd like to mention, was a no quote for the top 2 items, so we're not going to consider them. So the lowest of the 3 quotes was for Copy Express at $26,843. That's the quotes. Item D, which is the DPHSS campaign promo item, which is a rollout hat. We did approve all the other promo items, but this was left out. It wasn't in the RFQ, so I need to add this separately. It's just a rollout hat. It's a promo item for the campaign, and we're just getting them in multiple colors. We looked at 3 vendors, 4 imprint, Amazon, and the lasting impressions. The lowest quote was for 4 imprint at $85.66 for a total of 900 pieces.
So what are these exactly?
It's a hat.
A hat.
Yeah.
I'm lost. What page is that?
RQ 74?
Oh, yeah.
This one here?
I don't see $9,000 here.
It's $85.66
Oh,
on the bottom.
okay.
So the prices are 85.66, 15.394, and 15.022.
quite a difference.
Yeah.
Yes. A lot of it is shipping. This is the last one. Tina just dropped it. Or the second to last one. This is the one we're going to talk about.
Oh, okay.
The second to the last item is the Liberation shirts. These are shirts that we're giving away with sponsorship. And at the Liberation, we're selling, giving away a sponsorship and selling as a fundraiser with the Liberation thumb drive. So we're looking at 200 shirts. The lowest quote, we got 3 quotes from 4 imprint color drops and W5 Productions, and the lowest quote came in at $3,045 with W5 Productions. And the last item is the point-to-point video transfer service for Liberation, and this is the this is the infrastructure that we need to broadcast the parade. Pretty much, we use GTA to do this. And they're saying that it would be, their quote right now is at $3,500. We usually pay about between $27 and $35. But because the grandstand, the grandstand's not going to be at Chamorro Village, it's actually going to be at Adaloop, where the parade will go, same route, but the grandstand's going to be at the beginning of the parade instead of the end. There's some additional fees because I guess they usually tap onto Chamorro Village or something like that. So it's a little bit more this year at $3,500 with GTA. And I think that is it for those. Did you want to go through the rest of this?
Well, let's go ahead and approve these.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
61,
Maybe we could just approve the requisition number.
Yep.
61, 66,
So we're looking at 54, 61, 66, 74, 72, and 74.
3.
73.
73, 4.
61, 61, 64,
RQ 74,
72, 74, 54. 54 is first.
so the GTA quote is
This is a-
2022/74, and then we have RQ 74 here.
Hold on, I think this is wrong. Sorry, this is supposed to be 70. Can you just make the Liberation Day shirts RQ 73?
The shirts are 70,
73?
The shirt's what?
should be RQ 73.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the shirts are 70.
RQ 73. It says 72.
73. Oh, okay, we're changing it.
We're
Okay.
changing it from 72 to 73.
Okay,
But in the,
That's what-
in the
we haven't-
agenda,
we haven't
it's
gotten here yet,
correct.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so there's still two 74s. There's a roll-up, the roll-up's hat is RQ 74, and the GTA is 74.
Oh, is that the one?
yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
say RQ though,
Room rental 61, 74 for
the GTA one.
Jams, media. Oh,
So,
here.
RQ
Oh,
74
you know, I'm
DTS.
sorry. This is a different requisition form. This is not a 3 quote. So we can just call it,
This is separate?
yeah. So, okay, how we read it is, we read it as 3 quotes and then that number. But this one would just be requisition form, this number. Sorry, it just so happened they're coinciding, even these numbers, we're just at the same place. So the 74 is fine, but we would just say this is requisition form 74, and this is a 3 quote number 74.
Okay.
Okay, so we're seeking a motion to approve requisition FY 2022 RQ 73, RQ 74, RQ 66, RQ 61, RQ 54, as noted in previous discussion.
Did you say 73?
I did
Yes.
say 73 because we changed 72 to 73,
Yeah,
right?
it's 73, but did you say 73? I'm sorry.
I think so.
Yes, yes. So I will make that motion
Okay,
to approve RQ 54, 61, 66, 73, and 74.
yep.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Yep, that's everything.
Now we still have the GTA requisition. Single quote. This one here.
Yeah.
So we need a motion to approve this as well.
Okay, I'll make that motion as well. And it's now number
So it's going to be requisition form.
requisition 74 for $3,500
For GTA,
for GTA
point-to-point service.
point-to-point service.
Second,
I second.
all in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Okay, next is our materials request form for approval. These are all of the media buys that we'll be making for the Department of Public Health and Social Services. So I guess we can just go. So to read it, we're looking at, in the second page, you'll see requisition and then the number.
61?
Yes. So for 61 is for the Guam Daily Post. The
What is-
total,
What is this to the Guam Daily Post, 150,000?
$150,000.
We're buying ads for them from,
We're like the middleman.
well, yeah, we're the middleman
of
for
our
public
service
health.
Sounds like money laundering.
It's our creative services. We're,
Okay, I mean,
so we have an MOU with the Department of Public
Yeah.
Health and Social Services to do creative services and manage their campaign. So what we're doing is we're building all the media assets, which include TV, print. We're making videos, content, 15 to 30-minute content videos. We're doing social posts in addition to buying the promos and buying the supporting media to run all these assets that we're making. So that also includes print, radio, TV, and digital billboard.
I know you explained this
Yeah.
last month. I know that I was joking, but
Okay.
why is it that we're doing this? Is just, that's the
'Cause-
part that I don't get.
Because we can produce all of these services for them. And so we were able to get the MOU.
We have the capabilities to.
We do.
Okay.
To do this. I think it just wasn't really explored before I came here, and we were doing strictly TV, but we have the opportunity to do so much more. We have graphic artists here. We have, we can do audio, video. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe the audio, we're not professional audio like musically, but we can do like radio audio. We have graphic artists.
I understand. I'm thinking that the public or whoever
Oh.
is witnessing this, have a clarity.
Well, we do have an MOU that was vetted through the government of Guam, the AG's office, Department of Administration, and BBMR. So, I mean, it's a 75-page document, I think.
Okay.
So this is just part of that agreement.
How were the vendors selected?
We pretty much bought everyone. So it was selected by demographic and cost. So I had to get all the rate cards from all the media outlets, and we pretty much bought every single station, so no station was left out.
And newspapers.
And newspaper. And billboard. Digital billboard.
Is there any, I'm sure there's a reason why the PDN got 250 and the Post.
Well,
got
PDN also has digital. They also have digital services, right? So we're using, in addition, we're doing and cost is different per print. But we're also utilizing their digital services to include Facebook, Instagram posting, YouTube, where the Post doesn't have that capability.
So it's like
they-
a force multiplier.
Yeah, so it's additional services in addition to print that they were offering.
And these are at their standard rates?
Yes. Actually, it's a government rate where they gave us a little bit of a bonus. Some stations were 50-50 bonus, some were 10% bonus, some were upgrades, so it really just depends on the station. But I have attached, well, on mine, just so that you didn't get, 40 pages of supporting documents, I have attached every outlet, their agreements, and then their rate cards for all their services. So we have all, and then you guys are welcome to look at this if you like.
What is Cherry Media Vision?
Cherry Media Vision is a digital billboard located next to the Horse and Cow, that big TV
Oh,
screen. Yeah.
Next to what?
Horse and Cow, Docomo, in
Oh,
Tamuning.
one of those electric digital things?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So we pretty much bought all three of them because their costs are almost the same. So we bought that one, we bought TriVision next to the Tri intersection, and then we bought Vantage, which is next to the Airport Road intersection. Yeah.
Is there an overarching message that public health is trying to get through, or is it a wide?
It's right now they're focusing on the block grant.
But I mean, what message are they trying to get across?
Apply for the block grant because they got a whole bunch of federal funding that they need to exhaust. And then once we exhaust this, it seems like a lot, but this is just marketing until December 22nd. So if you can imagine, it's 6 months of marketing, which isn't really that much if you put that in perspective. So right now, with this campaign, we will promote whatever message Department of Public Health wants us to promote. Right now, it is the block grant program.
So that's their program where
Yes.
people apply for
Yes.
funding for various things.
Right now, it's the daycare,
Daycare.
the free daycare that they want to that they're offering,
So they want to get their message out that there's free daycare.
that they were received with. I'm
Come
not
and
sure if
apply,
it's
come and
ARP
see
funding or something, but they have to expend those. It's free money. It's well, not free money, but free childcare services.
Right.
So all that money is just for publicity? I mean, it's not
Pretty much, yes. Public
brick and
awareness.
mortar thing or?
No, it's public awareness.
Giving
I'm sure they got
public
other.
awareness.
I'm sure they got other monies, but this is just what was allocated for them for PSAs. But we're also doing some clinical stuff. Like we're doing rebranding of the clinics. So you'll notice that they'll have new posters, flyers, banners, all of their marketing material in the clinics. The child care clinic or whatever clinics
Care
they
center.
have. Yeah, they'll have all kinds of new. We're updating all of their marketing material. So, and then we're also providing support items to the daycare centers, and that was what we approved in December, which were more banners. We bought them pop-up tents, branded pop-up tents. I think we gave them table covers and stuff, something similar like this with the product, the brand, the public health branding. It's just to support their participating child care providers. They had a whole list of stuff they needed.
And I will just note once again that we are the agent for this money. This
Yeah.
is not our money.
Yeah, I understand.
We are just passing the money through
Yeah.
from public health
I
to the
understand, yeah.
media outlets.
On the same note, though, within the MOU, we are also we're doing all the creative work, which we are billing for, and then broadcasting the same message as the other outlets. So we, together with broadcasting and production and creative services, the station gains to net about $300,000.
Plus, it keeps us very busy, and,
Oh, yes.
and it's making the station do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, increasing the proficiency of the staff by the more work they do.
Yes.
I think it sounds great. Okay, so let's go ahead and start.
Okay. So for the Guam Daily.
Let's not do it all. I mean, let's not approve them one by one. Let's do the
Yeah.
same thing.
Okay.
We'll go through them and then approve them as a package.
Okay, so for requisition form 61, it's for the Guam Daily Post. It's for PSA buys in the amount of $150,000. The next one requisition form FY 2022-62 for the graphics, it's PSA services in the amount of requisition number 63, FY 2022-63. PSA services in the amount of $17,500 for Cherry Media Vision, which is the digital billboard located next to Docomo and Tamuning. Item number, we bought everybody, so item number requisition form FY 2022-65 for PSAs in the amount of $17,500 for the Vantive Advertising Group, which is the Vantage digital billboard on the airport road, that TV screen. The last digital billboard is requisition number FY 2022-64 for PSAs in the amount also of $17,500 for TriVision, which is the digital billboard on the intersection of ITC. Those are the 3 billboards. The next item is requisition FY 2022-66 for the Pacific Daily News for PSAs, to get both print and digital PSAs in the amount of $250,000.
Now, this is a 6-month
It's a
period, right?
6-month commitment, so, I mean, if you can imagine, print ads can be a few $1,000s each.
Yep.
This next one is, where's my requisition? Requisition number, telestations, Pacific Telestations, 2022 RQ-68 for Pacific Telestations, which is KUAM. This is TV and radio for PSAs in the amount of $239,008. Requisition number FY 2022-68. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Oh, I think I must
radio?
have mixed it
The
up.
amount was not right.
I think, sorry, that Pacific Telestations must be 69.
So we changed 67 to 69?
Or we
What, PSA radio is
Why is
69?
there no requisition here? Sorry, I had the interns copy this, Remy.
The requisition number is showing 67,
67 for
and it complies with this
for
purchase
Pacific
order number.
Telestations?
Correct.
Okay.
67 is correct?
The Pacific Daily News is 67.
Joey, is that what you said?
Not yet. Oh, no. Pacific Daily News is 66. Okay, yes, 67.
Okay.
67, RQ 2022-67 for Pacific Telestations, which is KUAM. Okay, for Sorensen, the next one is requisition form FY 2022-68 for Pacific
Sorensen.
Sorensen, I'm sorry, okay. Sorensen Media Group. PSAs for radio and TV in the amount of $247,420. $247,420.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, at the bottom. Okay.
Sorensen.
Okay.
68 is Sorensen. 69. Requisition number FY 2022-69 for PSAs to Moicom Communications in the amount of $54,000. Moicom is Hit Radio 100 and Cool FM. Our next one, almost done. Requisition form FY 2022-70, which is for Inner Island Communications, Inc., which is for PSAs in the amount of $78,000, and that is for K-Stereo and Kish.
Okay.
Our next one, which is requisition number 2022-RQ-71 for PSAs in the amount of $40,040 for KM Broadcasting of Guam, LLC, which is Megamix Radio. And next requisition, FY 22-72, excuse me, to Choice Broadcasting for PSAs in the amount of $62,328. and that is for PSAs for choice broadcasting, which is a combination of stations, the Boss, Choice, and the Star, which is radio.
Okay.
And finally, the last one, requisition form FY 2022-73, and this is for PBS PSAs in the amount of $91,945.
So we get to pay ourselves too. Huh?
Yes. And that is all.
Wow.
We will be billing the production work as soon as all of that is done, and then you'll see another requisition that will bill against this MOU for our production services.
Okay, so we are seeking a motion to approve
61 to 73.
requisitions FY 2022 61,
62,
62,
63.
65.
What about 64?
There was a 64.
I have 64.
I'm sorry,
Tri-Vision.
right, 64 and 65,
That's where it is.
66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, and 73. As noted in prior discussion. Seeking a motion to approve those requisitions as noted.
I move to approve requisitions as noted,
Yeah, just say so, as noted.
As
Just say,
noted.
so moved, that'll do it.
so moved.
Okay, second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. Holy cow.
Wow.
We did it.
It's a marathon.
Yeah, we should
Thank God it was somebody else.
post after this.
Okay. Done that,
Now I've missed.
done that. Done that. Okay.
New business.
New business?
Oh, new
Production
business.
staffing request?
Production staff request. I wanted to talk to the board because with the influx of MOUs and amount of production work that we need to do, specifically for PBS University, we just got the EFS, an additional contract from the governor's Educational Stabilization Fund for $2.4 million. We got the MOU maybe about a month and a half ago. We need more production staff. I mean, if you can imagine, we got to build $2.5 million by the next year, and then I also have all this public health work. So I'm asking the board to approve 1-year temporary hires of 4 production broadcast staff, which we need. We are producing news, and didn't consider. I mean, we did consider the resources, but it's really like the shift for news is 5 to 2. So we don't have any production after 2. So I need additional staff, which we can totally afford with private funds. So
And this person who left is one of the production people?
he's a Gov Guam. Yeah, he's our studio supervisor under Gov Guam. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I'm going to ask the legislature to promote within, because we do have qualified staff here, and I think that we should have some upward, availability to get promoted. But anyway, that's going to have to go through Gov Guam and DOA, and I am assuming it might take about 4 or 5 months to fill that position. So in the meantime, I'd like to have appoint Sean Camacho our acting studio supervisor. He does the work already. But in addition, we really do need some temporary staff, at least a 1-year temporary hire. I'm asking for 4 broadcast techs, which with the GovGuam pay scale starts at about $27,000. And we would treat them like we treat the PBS University employees with a limited term contract.
I know, when you have a shortage, can the staff you have work overtime to make?
No,
You can't do that?
we can't, as GovGuam, we're not authorized to work any overtime.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
we need the staff and we have the funding. We were able to get the contracts to fund, so we just need board approval to add the positions. 4 positions on the private side, with private funds.
The people that we brought in for the news program,
Those are through GovGuam, through DOA, and besides the 2 news anchors, we have 3 more positions that were funded with with those funds. Unfortunately, it has to go through DOA, so they haven't even started. So we're using our production staff for this, and that's why when we had the COVID scare, everyone got sick because we're so strapped right now, and we have everybody doing everything. So we're hoping that DOA, from the last follow-up, I know that there were 3 applicants that were chosen and have been requested to submit their police and court clearance and get clearance for drug testing with DOA, but I don't know where they're at. And supposedly before I left, they were doing that process. So we're waiting on DOA, and we really need them like right now. But more so, we have all these other projects that we need to, and I'm specifically talking about PBS University higher learning. We have lots of projects we need to work on, and we don't have the staffing to do it.
so how many
I
many
need
hires are you looking
At
at?
least 4
4?
full-time temporary term or limited term, 1 year.
qualifications?
We need a broadcast tech, so we would have to go with the GovGuam job spec, the job qualifications, which is have some editing skills, video, camera skills. That's basically it.
Budget?
We were just going to use GovGuam pay scale, which is starting at 27. 27 is what we want.
And no benefits?
We can offer fringe like we do with PBS University. I'd like to keep it the same so we don't have all these. It's going to be an accounting nightmare if we have some with benefits, some with not. Benefits would be about 15%, I'm assuming. If they're single, if they're a family, it would be a little bit more than that.
What does that benefit entail?
Medical option for AFLAC. They'll pay Social Security, Medicaid.
Okay.
How are you recruiting the teachers for the PBS University?
Through the Department of Education. We're working directly with them. We want to just make sure that everyone is
Well, are
certified.
they like retired teachers? I mean,
No, they're
are
actively
they
working.
come after school?
Yeah, and they do it all on their spare
In
time.
here? Or
We haven't been able to set up the studio, a set here, but Kel's asked for funding to create a set. We haven't been able to do it because of COVID, but we want to move to have them shoot in here because it would be better quality TV.
so they do it in their class?
They do it in their homes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or classrooms.
Or classrooms, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Curious.
So, I mean, he's really done a good job of if you look at if you ever watch PBS University, it's such good quality. He's really done a good job of training these teachers to,
Who are you speaking of?
Cal Munya,
Oh,
to be aware of your stage presence, of your backgrounds, and having building a set and having, it's really good stuff. And, these aren't actors, these are teachers. So, I mean, if you just can wrap that around your head, it's like really great. PBS University is doing crazy things. So, yeah.
Okay, so we need a motion to approve the general manager's request to hire 4 additional broadcast techs at GovGuam scale.
I would like to make a motion to approve that the general manager's request to hire 4 individuals for production. Do we have to state the amount here?
She did.
Yeah,
We
at
just
Gov
said
Guam rates.
that's scale for,
We follow the government.
Okay, so for hires to be hired at Gov Guam's scale?
Pay scale, yeah, we use
Okay.
this pay scale.
Okay, so.
I second.
Following that.
so just noting that these are temporary employees
Right.
hired
1 year
for a
term.
year. Do they have to meet any probation?
Well,
think they should.
they're contract workers, so maybe after 3 months, then they could avail of benefits.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
And
I
if they punk out before 3 months, then we should have the option of saying goodbye.
I believe in the contract, there's a termination clause.
Yeah.
It's just written notice, and then we pay them to the end of the month, and then they will be,
Okay.
Okay, returning to the motion, and second,
Second?
all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I think I got ahead of myself and covered the other items.
Okay, everything else has been covered here.
Studio?
There was one that you mentioned in your report. Did we cover that you wanted to hire?
We just,
Did we cover that?
Which one?
In her report.
Oh, the person who
General
left?
manager's report.
oh, that's the studio,
Studio
the
supervisor.
studio supervisor. His last day was on the 17th, Alan. But we will try to fill the position as soon as possible. It's a Gov Guam position, so that's going to have to go through DOA. So once he separates from the government, we'll put in the paperwork to open up the GG1 process so we could hire again.
So you don't need any board action on that?
No.
You have to wait till the person's out, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But in the meantime, to fill his position, we have Sean moving
We'll
up.
have Sean,
Internal?
yes, acting.
Updated emergency action plan. Oh, that's this.
Okay.
Okay.
Our next meeting.
Next meeting, July.
Liberation is on the third Thursday.
Third Thursday,
That's-
generally, we try to not have a meeting on the day before or after Liberation Day. So that would put us,
22nd? Oh, no, that's Liberation.
28,
Or 28th.
last week of
28th.
July.
28th?
that's good, because I don't get back till the 20th anyways. I'll be gone from the 8th to the 20th.
And I won't be back
You won't be back
till the August, or the 31st or something.
August 31st?
No, July.
July 31st. Okay, so we could still have a meeting on the 28th
Yeah.
or the 30th.
Saturday?
No, the 28th is Monday, or 27th is Monday, 28th is Tuesday.
That's
I
June.
thought it was Thursday.
Thursday is the 28th. I have my diary here.
Okay, well, I'm looking at the wrong something then.
July.
Maybe you're in the wrong
21st
year.
is
I did that. with
Liberation
another-
Day.
I think I did that, Judy, with your calendar because you have 23.
So
And I was arguing with someone about the date, and I was like, I'm looking at the, then I see, oh, it's 2023.
Okay, normally we would be on track with the 21st, being
Right.
Liberation, so
Yeah.
we're moving it a week.
To the
28th?
28th, yeah.
The
28th.
following week is the 28th.
Yeah.
I can do that? Is that good for you?
Yes.
I won't be here, no, I told you. I
Oh,
won't-
you won't be here?
Yeah.
So, 1, 2, 3, and we'll just have to hope that Mary Floor
Or Jason.
and/or our youth member can make it. Okay, so 28 July, noon,
Yeah.
Okay.
here. Okay, very good. Yeah. Any announcements or further discussion? No?
Okay.
Executive session? No. Ina, anything else?
I think that's it.
Nada.
Judy,
That was a
anything?
lot.
Nothing? No?
Okay, then I would like to ask for a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Okay, so we get rid of this, but this, we all have to save this thing, right? This emergency.
Well, it's more for the staff than us, but you're welcome to.
I'm interested in. Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Are we clear? Are we off?
We're good.
Oh, we do have to say the time for, the time is 1:40 p.m. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Clear?
Yes.
All right.